Okay, we're going to bring on our next guest, and she is Mya is an author with Black Odyssey, another Black Odyssey author, and her book came out. When did her book come out? Oh, last Tuesday also. so, uh, uh, so Mya, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV. Now you do pronounce it Mya and not Mia, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's Mya.
Okay. I just wanted to make
Um,
sure.
I see your cute rainbow behind you.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I got kids, and so the background be a mess. I said, let me be colorful. Hide the back.
So
And nothing
you
wrong
had
with
a
that.
book. You had a book that came out last Tuesday as well with Black Odyssey.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
congratulations on that. Did you have a copy of your book handy?
I am waiting for my author copies, so they're in route. I should have them soon.
Oh, okay. So your the name of your book is Burden of Love.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I don't want to ask, is it a romance? Because normally, if it's talking about love, it's understood that it's a romance,
Yes, ma'am.
especially in the title.
Yes.
So, tell us about Burden of Love and what the book is about.
Okay, so Burden of Love follows a lawyer and a detective through the trials and tribulations of balancing romance with work. And you know how lawyers and detectives aren't always on the same side, and that's where they find themselves. In this story, it showcases pain, healing, love, lust, corruption, a little bit of legalness, all kinds
All of
of
the
things.
good things. All of the good things.
Yes.
Okay, now how did you decide? And this is with I guess romances generally, but with your romance in particular, how did you decide the professions of the main characters? Like, what made you say, okay, I'm assuming she's the lawyer. Is she the
Yes,
lawyer?
he's the
Okay.
lawyer and he's the
And he's the
detective.
detective. What made
So,
you say, okay, I'm going to do a lawyer detective?
I usually binge watch my favorite shows, Criminal Minds, SVU, Law and Order. And so with them in my mind, I'm sitting here like, what can you take from my favorite shows and spice it up and make it Black romance? So I was like, I have a degree in criminal justice, so I'm familiar with that field, and I can
Okay.
some of my favorite television crime shows and make it something cute and romantic.
Well, that
Cute.
explains it. Now,
Okay.
I like Law and Order, but not the SVU.
I like them
I
all.
like the regular Law and Order, and I actually like the earlier, I would say up to about season maybe 15, and then it kind of got weird. Some shows are, I think, to
It's,
me, they run out of ideas, and
yeah.
when they run out of ideas, they go weird. You
Hmm.
know, twisted. Everything has to be a serial killer that likes to cut people up and
Yep.
hang them upside down in his basement, and then have them on a rope and then send signal. I mean, it goes in a weird direction. I know you're looking around, you're looking, but it's true. They go in a weird direction, and once it goes weird, they lose me because I think people can be more creative than that. They don't have to go weird. But I like Law and Order. I like the law part of it. I like the police part of it, and then the legal part. I really like that about Law and Order. That the police, they investigate the crime, and then once they determine who it is, which is not always the person that they initially pick, is not always
Exactly. Yep.
True.
the criminal.
True.
Sometimes they make a mistake, but
Mhm.
then it shows you the legal aspect. And I learned a lot about the law by watching Law and Order.
Yes.
True. I
Yeah,
think that's what I enjoy about watching Law and Order is just, learning about the law and how it all works.
yeah,
Hmm.
and knowing your
Mhm.
rights. I learned
Literally,
some of my
it's
rights
so
in there.
important. Especially in today's climate, you always need to know ins and outs of the legal system because we are all one mishap away from who knows what. So it's always good to stay in the know about things going on.
So, would you say any of your characters are in your book are a nod to any of the characters that you see in Law and Order or anything like that? I mean, is
Um,
there anybody that'll make me, or are there any characters that are going to make me think of somebody from one of the shows?
um, mm, if you all watched All Rise, that
Yeah, yeah.
so yes, when I was writing this, I was like a black judge and all of this scandal around her. I really like this, and I want to see what I could do with this kind of plot. And so yeah, when I was watching All Rise, I was inspired by that plot line to create Talia and their all black family law firm.
Okay, okay. I see where you're going.
Okay, now I didn't watch All Rise.
Oh, it's so good. It was so
Is
good.
it? Is it
Yes,
Yeah.
on Hulu? I feel like it's
it
on Hulu.
It might
um
be on Hulu. It was a regular TV show,
it
like on
was,
the
yes, it
network.
aired
So it should be
on,
it should be on
yes, so
Hulu.
it should be on
Okay.
Hulu. I think that's where I watched it. I binge watched it. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I prefer, I almost prefer binging shows
Me too. I like to watch it in
Me
to
my own.
too.
to waiting week to week. I don't want to wait. I just rather wait till the season's over with and then binge
Well,
the whole
sometimes
thing.
I just like to skip through the commercials, so I'd rather watch it on DVR.
Yes, yes.
Well, I do that too. Yeah, I skip the commercials. I record things, but I also like there's something I want to watch, but I'm gonna wait. Uh
Mm.
Paradise. I'm watching
I
something else.
yes, I want to watch that too because I see everybody's posts and I'm just like, oh,
Everybody's
I
talking
haven't watched
about
it
it.
yet because
My
I don't.
problem is I've only seen the first episode, and the first episode was good, but I'm too sleepy, and then I'll try to watch the next episode, but I'm trying to catch up on my other shows too, because I watch everything DVR now, and then by the time I get to Paradise, I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Well, I watched
I,
the first episode too, Rhonda.
Okay.
And so I decided I was going to wait till they finished and then just binge it. So right now I'm binging ER, which has 15 seasons and there are 20 something episodes for each
ooh,
season. So I've
that's
seen it
the
before, but it's
television
been a long time.
nowadays.
It's been like 5 or 6 years ago. It was a really good show. So I'm in season 4 right now. So
Okay.
I don't
Well,
know.
how many books is this isn't your first book, is it?
This is my first traditionally published book, but I have
Okay.
31 titles in my catalog.
Come on, 31.
Wow, I knew I've been seeing your name over the years.
Yes, ma'am.
So you self-published all your other books.
No, I self-published a couple, but I am signed to Be Love Presents. I love Be Love. And she has been my publisher since 2021.
Okay, she's
Okay.
been on the show.
She had The Loyal Wife drop with Black Odyssey Media
Uh-huh.
last year,
Yes.
and The
Okay.
Devoted Husband will drop sometime this year. I'm so excited for that. I love Be Love.
Okay. So
Okay.
what made you decide to go this route this time with this book?
B actually put my name out there to give me this
Wow.
opportunity. So she's like, I see so much
That's
potential.
supportive.
I want to give
Mm-hmm.
you the opportunity. And I'm just like, me? You want me? Like, yeah. And it's like, wow, because this is like a really monumental thing in any author's career. And for me to have it so early on is kind of like a true blessing. Like, this is crazy.
So the other books that you wrote, when did you get started with them, and are they all romances?
Yes, I started writing when I was 16 years old. I published my first book. It was way too grown for a 16-year-old to be
Well,
publishing.
at 16, we think we're grown anyway.
I did think I was grown.
See, I know.
So yeah, I dropped His Little Secrets at 16 years old. I didn't tell anybody in my family because I was like, first of all, this is too grown for me. I don't want anybody to know the kind of books I write. So yeah, and that kind of kickstarted my career. I wrote most of like urban fiction until I found my voice in contemporary Black romance. See, because I used to like shock value. I used to say, what kind of crazy thing can I put in my books to get the readers talking? But then I kind of like found my lane. It's everyday Black love stories. I
And
want my
see, yes, that's because that's the way I don't feel that you have to have drama on every page.
exactly, yes.
Yeah,
I like
Yeah.
everyday Black romances. I like to write about the average coffee shop owner, maybe
yes.
sometimes surgeon or a mechanic or a graphic designer, etc. Like I want people to see themselves in my books and just to know that Black women and
Yeah.
Black men deserve to be loved unconditionally without all the dramatics.
I see. See, I can hang with you, girls, because I believe that myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
is
beautiful. That's
Maya
called
your
maturity.
pen name?
Yes, because my
Okay.
first name is Jemmya, Jimmya, and my daddy's name is Jimmy. They thought I was gonna be a boy. He thought he was gonna get him a junior. Said no, but I
So
just put an A at the end
I
of his
can see
name.
what happened. I can see what happened. You know, you're on the labor table. You're having a baby, and then well, not you, of course, your mom. But your mom's having you, the head's coming out, and your dad is like, my baby Jim Maya. So I can see it. I can see it.
Yep, and I'm a daddy's girl too. I've been under that man my whole life. I love him.
Oh,
Oh,
He's
that's
telling
sweet.
all his friends, "My daughter is a traditionally published author. She's gonna be all over the world." I said, "Damn."
oh, how sweet.
Oh man, he's telling all his friends. I'm like, I don't want all your old guy friends to know what kind of books I write, Dad. Please.
But you
Mhm.
know what though? That's awesome that you have this type of family support because
Yeah.
you see a lot of authors
Mhm.
who not just authors but business owners as well saying my family's not supporting me and they're not reading my books, but you have a whole tribe behind you. I'm looking in the comments and people are all in the comments supporting you right now. I don't know if you see it or not. I mean, folks saying author of the year, go Maya. Your book is so good.
Y'all gonna make me cry.
Yeah, I mean this is what it's like to have support. This is what support looks like. So don't take that lightly because not
Oh no.
everybody has that.
Definitely. I'm truly grateful for my team. And that's what I've always had my brand as from day one. I am an author's author. I support everyone, and you don't have to support me back because I know God is going to bless me tenfold regardless. So I
Amen.
share, I support, I try to drop gems because not everybody knows how to maneuver through this industry, and I try to help as best I can.
Love it.
So when you wrote your first book, did you use Maya as your name then?
Yes, because I wasn't creative about a pen name. I was like, hey, I could just shorten it. There's as many Mayas in the world. Don't know, it's me.
So when they found out what at what point did they find out about that first book? Or did they find out about the first book?
No,
Your
it I
family.
I kept that under
You
wraps
kept
for
it a secret?
a couple years. It wasn't until actually last year at when I went to New Orleans for the Gym Awards that I finally let my family know, hey, I'm an author who's actually traveling places and doing events now.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of a secret.
Yeah, it was. I was like, I'm so shy. And then my partner, my boyfriend, he was like, hey, you're doing big things. You don't need to be shy about what you're doing. You need to put yourself out there. And so I've been putting my face to my brand lately. And it's been a lot of support since I like became the face of my brand.
Yeah, well, they're commenting in the chat. Now, when you first uh started your writing, did you keep going? Like, were there big gaps in between? How, like, because 30 books is a lot. And you said you
No,
had 30
yeah,
books.
it was inconsistent in the beginning because I was balancing high school with dropping books. And then I was balancing college. And then during college, I got pregnant. And then COVID happened. So I was like, COVID is making everybody stay at home. What can I do to
Right.
support my family and raise my kids? And so I took my author career seriously in the summer. I was pregnant with my son, and that's when my career catapulted. It took me a year into taking my career seriously to sign to BLP. I started reading Monica Walters' books, and I was like, "Oh my God, I love her so much!" And I saw her repost "Be Love was accepting submission," so I screenshotted that. It took me 4 months to actually submit my manuscript, and when I did, B said, "Welcome to BLP," and I see so much potential in you, and I've been crying ever since because that lady is a
Oh,
thing. Oh, she really helped me find my voice as an author, which is so important. She helped me figure out how to brand, how to market, how to do everything. And I'm just so grateful because had I had to do this on my own, I probably wouldn't be where I am today without BLP.
that's beautiful.
That is,
That's
it's good to
beautiful. And
know
that's
that
a,
she's out there doing that.
yeah.
She is literally an angel, a blessing. She is, I love that lady. She is a vessel from the Lord, if I had to say so myself, because the way she, I'm not gonna try to cry, but there was a time when I didn't know what I was gonna do in my career, and B
Mhm.
is the type of person who she'll give you the talk that you don't want to hear from anybody else. Like when my mama passed away, I was 13. And so when you're 13 and you're becoming a woman on your own, you don't want to listen to anybody who got something advice to say because you're like, I'm grown, I know what to do. But no, B gave me the hard talks that I wasn't ready to listen from anybody else.
How did you find each other?
Through books and reading. I picked up one of her books and I fell in love with her pen. Like B is the type of author I will stop writing my own book to read her new release. Like I just love
Mm,
how she tells a story. I love how she creates her male characters, her female characters are relatable. I just love that lady. I love that lady.
Yeah,
you're
because I
so
think
sweet.
when she came on, she has a lot of books. I can't remember the number, but
Hundreds of books.
yeah, she's written a lot of books.
Yes.
So, do you have a one or two book deal with Black Odyssey?
This was a one book deal, so I made sure to give it all I could in the full scope because I'm a standalone girly anyway. I don't like to be continued my books. I like to get done with I like to tell the full story and then put those characters to the side because I don't like to draw out storylines or anything like that. So when I do a series, it's never a continuation of the previous characters. It's always supporting characters and family members who I tell the story on through them. So yeah, I'm a standalone girly.
Love it. Yeah, I mean we were talking about that in the last segment about, standalones versus to be continued or sequels. And I think Gwen and I both agree there's nothing wrong with a sequel
Right,
or
right.
but you want to make sure like I have a book series, but you don't have to read my books in order to
Yep,
appreciate the story.
exactly.
Every story is going to read like a standalone story.
Mhm.
And so that's the way I like to handle sequels, and that's the way I like to read sequels. I don't want to feel like I have to read all nine of your books
Me
in order for
too.
me to understand what's going on.
Because I have the attention span of a squirrel. If I gotta go back and read 10 books, I'm probably not going to, especially if I didn't start at the beginning, because then I'm gonna feel rushed and I just like to read at my own pace because I might
Right.
not always finish a book either. So
I think I was inspired by the late great Eric Jerome Dickey because he has his books were a series. However, you could read one book and then you can read a book like seven books later, and they're still going to feel like two complete stories. He might take a character from one story and add it to another story, but you don't have to feel like you have to read that last book in order to understand what's going on with that
yeah,
character.
yes.
And so I think that that's a gift that not everybody has when it comes to
Mhm.
writing. So you can write your standalone books, but if you ever decide to write a series, just make every story a complete story and you're gonna be all
Amen. Yes, ma'am.
right.
Yeah. Now, when did you know you wanted to be a writer?
Ooh, I was an avid reader since kindergarten. I was reading Jenny B. Jones, and then I was reading the Babysitters Club and things like that.
Yes.
But as I was growing up and reading, I'm like, I don't see too many characters who look like me, who have lived lives like me. And so literally at 13, I said, I'm gonna write a book and I can relate to this character who looks like me, who has lived like me. And so yeah, that's what
Oh,
made me
okay. Okay. That's interesting that you got that epiphany at 13.
literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved writing in English and reading and all that, but I didn't think about writing a book until many years later. I did other kinds of writing. So, and I didn't write fiction until like, fiction wasn't on my radar, so to speak, to write. I love reading it though,
I
but it
love it.
wasn't on my radar to write. In fact, I read fiction almost exclusively. 90%, I would say.
I like fiction. I really love fiction. That's my first love.
Mhm.
But I like to read a good memoir.
Yeah,
Um,
that's about
and
the 10%
yeah,
is a memoir or well, it'll be a memoir or history.
yeah.
Like I love history. So
Yeah, I
sometimes
don't I
I
don't
will
mind
read.
reading a history book or I like to read a lot of inspirational books. So
Okay.
like I'll read the mess out of a Joyce Meyer book or a T.D. Jakes book
Mhm.
because I love the messages in those books. So I guess I can pretty much run the gamut when it comes to reading books. And I
Okay.
like a good mystery.
Oh, me too.
Okay.
Not too much though. I gotta take it. Some of those mystery and thriller genres.
Oh yeah, not too much. It doesn't have to be a scary mystery. I just want a mystery.
Yeah, and serial killers, not so much.
Mm-mm.
And a lot of people have a serial killer as a storyline. in
Yeah,
in thrillers, mystery slash thrillers, a
yeah.
serial killer is like the central to the story.
Yeah, that's why I love Criminal Minds because you're just like, how can people actually think to write this kind of stuff? And it's like there are people in the real world who actually do these crazy things. Oh man, because back in college when I was getting my criminal justice degree, I had a class specifically on serial killers, and I had to write a
Oh,
essay on Eileen Warnos. And so yeah, when I tell you this
That
life,
class would have given me bad dreams.
was
yeah.
my favorite class because I love like studying why people do the things they do. So
I've never seen an
Mm.
episode of Criminal Minds. Uh,
love it.
I've heard it's good, but I've also heard it's weird. So
Yeah.
that's where I don't know if it's too real. I
Mm.
like stuff to be realistic,
Hmm.
but I know true crime is not something that I
Oh
watch.
no, I cannot do true crime because I'm
Okay.
like, no, these are real cases. I don't think
These are real people that do
one of
these
my
things.
kids sisters, she can listen to the podcast all day, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Yeah, my sister watches something. Is it called Busted or
Snap,
Triggered or it's a one word where women end up
snap.
killing
Yeah,
their
it's
snap.
snapped.
Okay.
Yep, it's snapped. Yeah.
But
where
Maya,
women
what's next for you? Because I
What's
know we only
next?
have a couple minutes. I said,
that's
what's next
true.
for you? You
I
you know
will
you
be
just finished your
on
book.
book tours. I'm gonna be at
Okay.
4B in Mesquite on the 12th of March. Burden of Love signing in Houston, Texas is at Kendrick Stories.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll be in Mesquite, Houston, ATL for the Black Romance Book Festival. I do have
Nice.
more books coming soon. I don't know when I'm having this book done, but it's coming. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we had several authors. Kindred Stories is one of the bookstores in Houston where a lot of people, it's a stop for a lot of people
Yeah.
that come. And are you signing by yourself at
I
Kindred
will
Stories?
be.
Do you know?
Yes, I will have my
Okay.
very first solo book signing, and I'm super excited to see my traditional release on the shelves and then have people actually coming and getting them signed is gonna be so crazy to me. Like, that's crazy.
Okay. Well, I'm sure everything will go well.
Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
Mya, thank you so much for being a guest on Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you so
And
much.
we hope to see you in the future when you have another book out.
Yes,
We'll
ma'am.
we'll we'll contact Entice and get you back on.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All
Okay,
right,
have a
take
great
care.
night.
Congratulations.
Thank you.